Thresh and Kassadin in the first game. So since Kassadin's already been taken out on the other side by YSO Esports, they essentially get another ban they can throw out on whatever gave them issues.
Yeah, so they're going to actually drop a Lee Sin ban away, though, with this one. YSO Esports, of course, choosing to actually get rid of Nidalee, realizing that Xiao does like playing the champion a lot. Let's get rid of this one for now. And they got one more ban to think about. And to me, I would like kill Orianna.
I would target something that LMQ did well with last game. I'm trying to think. That's not what they did.
Oh.
Well, they just banned something again from the first game.
Yeah.
They didn't want Lee Sin or Elise to be a part of the game. This means Annie is available. Obviously, Leona was incredibly effective for more. They could still go for that. First pick Kha'Zix almost just feels like bragging at this point.
Yeah, I'm surprised that that's the first pick champion here. YSO Esports already happy to make their own. Well, I guess they didn't lock in, so it doesn't count here. But yeah, the jungle Kha'Zix was actually rather effective. Elder Lizard, max Q, max E, evolved wings at the beginning, evolved the claws afterwards, and
I don't think anyone is going to take Kha'Zix away though.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I can check the notes, but it wasn't like one of the super popular champions played by these guys here.
It's nowhere on YSO Esports sheet that we have, that we made. Not a solo queue for LG Hunter or Mikasa, and has not been played yet for them in the Challenger tournament. So
no, just taking it.
They just want it.
Counterpicking all the lanes, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's true in a sense.
You're going to see some of these lanes.
Yeah, they already know they're going against Renekton. Counterpick that guy.
Yeah. Someone taller than Renekton. Maybe Nasus, if you can get
Nautilus
first.
and Mordekaiser, I think, are taller.
Okay.
Volibear if he stood up straight, but he doesn't. He runs on all fours.
Pulsefire Ezreal when he flies in the idle animation.
Well, yeah, if like anyone is flying. I mean, Kha'Zix is taller than him when he
Press
jumps.
E.
It's height freak, not
permanent height, not temporary height.
There we go.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, well, it is going to be Leona picked up. I'm actually surprised by that a little bit, and Dr. Mundo grabs. So, exact same lineup. And the thing I want to actually talk about with the Leona against Annie, though, is there's a posting now. It's a translated in-game chat from the quarterfinal match between CJ Blaze and KT Bullets.
All right, go for it.
And so they're talking...
well, that's that off-the-record series they run.
Yeah. It's like 20-minute video. It's really awesome. I recommend you guys all check it out if you get the chance to. And Les Boy's talking about the laning setup, and he's like, okay, I can go Thresh if you want to 2v2 the Annie, or I'll go Leona and we'll go for a 2v1. Like, not wanting to 2v2 Annie, basically. And so they grab Leona, and they're like, I want to see if they even 2v2 it. Because it seems to be a rough lane from what I've seen so far, Leona versus Annie.
See, I have a different view on the. Obviously, I'm not an OGN pro player, so take this with a grain of salt. I do like to think I understand these things, though. So I think Leona against Annie is bad if the person who's not Annie has an extremely high amount of damage. If you pair Annie with Lucian or Jinx, it's strong because Annie is so squishy and plays so aggressively that you want to kill her, and then the AD carry remains untouched. I think Leona can do that, and since Ezreal doesn't have that much damage, that synergy in itself won't work. Because what happens, I think, is Annie tries to go for the enemy AD carry, and Leona tries to lock down the Annie. If locking down the Annie just results in Leona dying, that's when it's a good combo in a 2v2 for the Annie. But I think if they double it up with Alex the Man, I think Leona Lucian is better.
All right, we'll see how it pans out. Leona Lucian versus Annie Ezreal. Of course, we do see Pantheon locked in here. We've seen this be mid from Rokat. We've seen it be in the jungle from a couple of European teams. With Ziggs here, it's going to be probably in the jungle. So that's going to be all kinds of fun to watch for here.
I like this synergy.
The Gragas also picked up there, and of course, the Gragas ended up being a blind pick. So YSO Esports getting their choice of counter pick here.
So I like the synergy on YSO Esports. A lot of emphasis goes on a Tix Annie, though, because if he can land a good Tibber stun, it means Pantheon gets to drop in range, and also Ziggs gets to follow it up. So it's another one of those really relying heavily on dumping everything at once, which didn't work that well last time against LMQ. LMQ also has a huge amount of mobility right now. They have the synergy of Gragas Kha'Zix, knock one guy away, eat him, and everyone else goes in.
Yeah. I love Kha'Zix with anything with burst.
3 members of this lineup are returning for LMQ right now. They've only switched out their mid laner and their AD carry. I think the Lucian is to combat the aggression they're going to have to put out onto Annie, I think. They're really looking to win those 2v2 trades. Since, like you said, if YSO Esports AD carry maybe had more damage, Annie's like a good matchup against Leona. Maybe not this time, though.
Yeah, and so I'm thinking also about the adaptations that YSO Esports made. Of course, almost their entire lineup is different. Only the Renekton, I think, is returning here in the Champions.
The one lane that won.
Yeah,
in the last game, so that's the right thing to return.
And it's the same matchup.
Yeah.
And in fact, LMQ opted into that matchup. They're like, oh, we picked Renekton. You want to try again, Mundo? And Ackerman's like, yeah, sure.
Of course I do. I went 5-2.
Yeah, I mean, aside from losing the lane, it worked out in team fights, and that tended to be pretty strong for these guys. But you saw the Kha'Zix jungle get locked in, and as an AD carry player, when I'm like, I'm Twitch and they have Kha'Zix, I'm like, that sucks a little bit. Then you talked about how much Leona would love to kill that champion, and again, it worked pretty nicely for LMQ here. So the Ezreal's like, yeah, I'm going to be left alone. You guys are going to all in. I'm just going to go be an Ezreal and kite backwards and hopefully not die. But the thing I like about Ezreal here, and why I think he should be more popular than he is right now, is you have a bunch of all-inning, and you have a global ultimate that can just go in and help them with the more all-inning.
Okay.
And I feel like that's just so powerful with True Shot Barrage that I should be seeing him more in this kind of team.
I think so, but there's so many globals on them right now. You could do the same with Draven. You could do the same with Jinx for most of it. It's interesting because I was actually just going to mention how we've been seeing more Ezreal in North American LCS.
Yeah.
They just don't do anything.
They're not winning
most of these Ezreal has been losing a lot of these games. I think we saw Pete play it. We've seen Doublelift play it a couple times.
Yeah.
They're generally quite strong in lane. Their farm is spectacular. I just don't see them transitioning into the types of items that will have an impact, especially against Mundo. Like, I think against really strong super tanks, Ezreal loses out on a lot because he blocks all of his Mystic shots. It's a really difficult thing for him to cut through, and if Ackerman gets going, I feel like Ezreal's not going to have a very good time.
Yeah, generally speaking, I mean, as an AD carry, you tend to hit the tanks anyway.
Yeah.
Like, ultimately, you're still kind of stuck doing that. So the whole, like, Mystic Shot argument that most players give, I don't actually buy into too much.
Or like a 6-stack Cho'Gath.
Well,
Just eats them all up.
You definitely will do that. What I actually do enjoy, though, about, or the kind of my thought on the AD carry versus tank thing is it tends to wait till you get to 4 items till you get Infinity Edge done. That's when your damage finally eclipses their tankiness growth.
Yeah.
And you get above it.
Generally.
But Trinity Force is very expensive. It's the most, like, expensive Zeal item, right?
Yeah.
And every AD carry builds a Zeal item.
Because then they're going to need Bloodthirster, Trinity Force, Last Whisper,
and
then an Infinity Edge. And now at that point, there's 16,000 gold deep in items.
Right. And it's like, hey, maybe you'll get to 4 item AD carry, but you don't typically. The build I'm seeing a lot from Ezreal's, though, recently
Blade of Ruin King?
Exactly, Trinity Force Ruin King. And at that point, you have the self-kitingness, but also you actually do decent against tanks. Ezreal gets 50% attack speed for free, permanently, as long as you're hitting skill shots. And
Which you will, because Mundo's eating them all.
Exactly, right? And so at that point, you basically got 50% attack speed, good peel, and the enemy top laner is typically going Sunfire Cape, which is only 45 armor, and then Visage. So their armor is only like 110, which is, I mean, it's still a high number, but like acceptable to fight as an AD carry, and that's like, if you can get to there without getting shut down, a decent power spike for these guys.
Yeah, I think that's all true, for the most part.
We'll see if Sphinx can hold down Ackerman, and we'll see if it even happens.
I think Sphinx will do well against Ackerman. It's just, there's obviously many valid points for why Ezreal is still being picked.
Creatine still plays him.
Yeah.
For Millennium.
Yeah.
I think it's arguably like his best AD carry, and it's interesting. I feel like we're seeing a lot of teams just sort of play a bunch of comfort picks. And
how about that
sometimes
Urgot
it tends
today?
to work out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Swapping the AD carry, not as useful. You just take a Lantern and then go back. Like, all of Pete's swaps were pretty garbage and lame.
Well, all right. That's absolutely true. But Pete, in general, I think played pretty well.
Yeah.
Zon touched both Augmenter, I think is the passive name. I could cheat in the game because I have a screen for myself, but I think I pulled it from memory right there.
Yeah, good job.
Noxian Corrosive Charge, Acid Hunter,
Ulti?
Hyperkinetic Position Reverser.
What's the shield?
Terror Capacitor.
Yes, it is. Good job.
All right.
Brofist to Jat. Xiao is on Gragas. He's facing a Ziggs. I don't see that Ziggs skin almost ever, actually. I'm very surprised that he picked, I think it's Admiral Ziggs.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that one before.
It's not Pool Party. It's not Snow Day, but you can't pick that one in Tournament Realm.
No.
I believe it was...
I'm preferential to the Pool Party Graves skin.
Oh,
actually.
yeah.
That's my favorite one. I feel like I'm on a water slide every time I use my E.
It's pretty awesome. I had a friend of mine say he felt like he did less damage because shooting a water gun clearly shouldn't hurt as much as shooting a shotgun. And so he like couldn't bear to play the skin.
Felt appropriate for 80 carries sometimes.
Oh, man.
Actually, I think 80 carries are
I do
disgustingly strong. So
yes. I wouldn't go to
I'm just making the popular joke. They're in every game, freak.
Yeah. Not yours.
No, because I don't
Darius
like
Maokai. All right, well, we are into this game, of course. Relic Shield again picked up. More does find Tick right there. Level 2 Annie taking so much freaking damage. Goodbye, YSO Esports. First blood going to More.
It's exactly what we talked about in picks and bans. Annie was going to get a little bit aggressive, and Leona was going to try to jump on her. And because Ezreal doesn't have the damage to defend her, it's most likely going to work. That's exactly what LMQ picked Leona into the Annie for, and it pays off with the first blood.
Very well done. Happy stuff for these guys. Level 3 top lane fight. Sphinx putting some damage. Pantheon winning the mid lane. Nice knockback on the way down. Can they get this one? Body slam used, and they're not going to go for a gank here. So some time wasted by Pantheon. You see LG Hunter down 3 minions to no name. Kha'Zix still just farming.
Yeah, Kha'Zix is free to farm for a little bit if he wants to. He might want to try and loop in behind Ziggs a little bit, but I think it's smarter for him to continue to just farm, knowing that his bottom lane has already jumped out to a nice kill early on, and that they can continue to get them. If Leona lands another Zenith Blade on to Annie, Annie is just going to die again. Hasn't been able to pick up any more health, just went back and bought some more wards. So bottom lane is completely fine.
Yeah.
Xiao is an effective mid laner. He's going to be trading farm with Ziggs. Ziggs is going to be pushing him in a bit. If anything, he's going to go top lane to try and punish this bully Renekton, but Renekton is very hard to gank.
Well, he's timed the death of Sphinx's ward. Jumps in right there. Does a little bit of damage, but no slow actually lands. Okay, there's the W.
Go for something.
Another cleaver.
Yep.
That's going to force the flash. Nice job.
Exactly, because if he would have flash queued him, he would have applied a red buff and maybe even killed Sphinx, so he flashed before that could happen.
Okay, well, LG Hunter looking for the bottom lane now. Can they make this happen? Tick does not wear a stun around his neck right now. Goes for it there. Does land a little bit. But LG Hunter forced away with not a lot of health left on him, but levels up from some minion attacks.
Yeah. Didn't really force anything, though. If anything, it forces them to go back in base, but they were probably going to shop in a convenient time anyway. I think it was a needed gank, but just not very effective.
So Vamp Scepter and Boots now for Vasily. He's going to be pretty happy with this one. Ezreal hasn't left the lane just yet. Is still clearing minions in mid, or the mid of this lane, I should say. We'll see if they back afterwards. This top lane, you're seeing actually Ackerman now on the back foot. You're seeing him hide away from this lane for now. Even though he got a gank from his Kha'Zix and forced the flash away, Mundo's feels very unsafe right here.
Mundo's goal in these lanes against Renekton is to just look at the CS number and keep it close. I'd say if he can keep it within 10, well, it makes it to 100. So if he gets 90 to 100, he wins.
Yeah.
That's the game for Mundo. That's all he cares about right now. As long as he doesn't die in lane, as long as his turret doesn't die, he's done his job.
Mundo's going to teleport right back into the lane to miss even less. Comes back with a giant spell, gets stunned, but doesn't really freaking care. He's going to catch up if he gets this entire wave right here. And with a maxed out briefcase, seems like that's going to work.
Lane's in exactly the right place for him, too. Renekton can't aggress because it would put him directly under the turret and make him take more harass. So Ackerman is doing a really good job manipulating the minions in that wave.
Well, interesting choices, actually. LG Hunter went and dropped down some very smart wards into that topside jungle. He'll actually watch any of Kha'Zix's main gank paths to let Sphinx play aggro.
Yeah, he warded the jungle exits.
Yeah.
At that point. The only thing it wouldn't prevent is a direct lane gank, which is fairly popular on Kha'Zix, but not until he evolves his lead. So he's safe for now.
Yeah, level 5 on No Name so far. Has been farming pretty well. Has a full level lead on his opposing jungler in YSO Esports. So we might see that evolved wings, but just not yet. Mundo level 6 now has the ulti. Renekton the same. These guys are just trading farms so far. Honestly, Ackerman now actually building a bit of a lead. So unfortunately, Sphinx hasn't even recalled yet and is actually down in minions.
Probably like last game, he's waiting for the gold to get a Tiamat straight off the bat. He had success with Ramus Hydra last game. Going aggro!
A lot of damage there. Pops Ignite as well. I don't think he's quite going to kill Ackerman. If he had another wave of cooldowns, he might have tried if he had Flash, but of course doesn't.
Yeah.
But good damage either way.
Mismatched flashes in that lane. Ooh, more going in!
Jump in. The Annie armor shield is there and just goes down. Moore picks that one up. Alex the Man not really able to help, so this lane is getting more and more gold. Mikasa getting the blue buff. Same here for Xiao. Mid lane's holding pretty equal. Top lane holding equal, although that means it's Mundo winning. Bottom lane freaking rough right now.
Yep. Especially when we take into account the Relic Shield gold, or now the Targon's Brace, as he has upgraded it. The only unfortunate thing for LMQ is all that gold went on to Leona. Luckily, Leona scales really well with tank stats anyway, so it's not the worst thing that could have happened. It just means that Lucian isn't going to be as farmed or as fed as you would expect a 2-kill bot lane to be.
Yeah, just going to be getting sort of standard gold income right now, but Everyone else is held down. It's not too big of a problem. LG Hunter does not know that No Name wanted to do something to him at the Wraith camp, but that doesn't happen anyway. Level 6 on Kha'Zix. Greg is heading up. They're waiting for the red buff. They've got it timed.
He evolved his wings again so he can jump really far. Let's see if they go for a Smite Steal or something more right here.
Okay.
Oh, they see you.
There's a jump on in. Smite.
Gragas got it.
Oh, he happened to time the damage across the Smite right there. Sphinx showing up, though. They're going to do a lot of damage. No Name who gets stunned up and just goes down. Great pickup there. Mikasa just going to jump around. Doesn't take too much damage. That's a good counter kill. Good rotation.
It was. They pushed him directly out of the red buff. And I think this time it's at a timing where it's not going to be immediately punishable by a dragon. Plus, they didn't have to burn as much as they did in the first game when YSO Esports had a similar move getting No Name out of their blue buff. So they reacted much better to... No, it was the red buff actually on the other side.
Yeah.
YSO Esports just got better at reacting to that. They caught him by himself before he overextended, did not burn much, and despite losing the red buff, get more out of it.
Yeah, that rush was already warded knowing that these guys like to invade. A lot of good things happen for these guys. Ackerman still trading blows with Sphinx. These guys, they're just tanks fighting each other in the night. We don't have to watch that one too much more in the near future.
I feel like YSO Esports should be putting a lot of emphasis onto setting traps for LMQ because LMQ is kind of predictably aggressive.
Yeah.
At this point. And Pantheon, especially with his ultimate, can hopefully go in right as they think LMQ will get aggro. So like right now, Moore is level 6. Tick is level 5. Leona wants to kill her right now. So if Tick could play a little bit aggressive,
without dying.
Leona, try to get her. Even if she dies, actually, I think it would happen. Pantheon would try to come in from the back. And then the Ziggs ult could maybe turn it if they did something. But if it's just a straight up 3v3, LMQ would win. Yeah,
they absolutely would. You saw No Name waiting around there saying, you know, this is the kind of situation where we might see a tower dive. Stays in the background, actually, still waiting in Fog of War, expecting something to happen. Doesn't find that, though. Ping's coming across. Looks like YSO Esports wants to set up the Dragon area. They do have some nice power in them, especially since some of that gold just went to more just buying GP10s. And they haven't shopped since that first kill. So all that money that LMQ has isn't going anywhere.
Oh, they come in once again, but it's onto a shifty Ezreal.
And there are eyes on both junglers.
That's why they go for Leona most of the time. Because she can't. Or that's why they go for Annie. Annie can't shift away. She just dies.
Drops a bear on you, at least.
Yeah. Now she can.
Finally.
Yeah. About time.
We have finally found her bear tibbers.
We've seen it in another game. We have not seen it this game because you haven't used it, Annie. Stop asking me.
It's hanging from your right hand. You've been holding it the entire game. Is it even her right hand? I don't remember. Might be left.
I wonder if it varies by skin.
Huh. I don't think it would.
No, I don't either.
But we'll see. Leona is right-handed. Okay, no surprise there. I know there are some left-handed champions.
Lucian is rather ambidextrous.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Did you know Bjergsen's left-handed?
Really?
Yeah, he commented when he was sitting at the analyst desk for the interview. He's like, "Oh, you're left-handed." I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, I don't switch my mouse, but I'm left-handed too." And so I told him he was my favorite mid laner now.
Fantastic.
Because he's left-handed. Because every once in a while, chat, someone's left-handed.
Chris was the only left-handed player in the LCS last split.
Yeah. He unfortunately did not do me very proud as a left-hander.
No,
he had a pretty rough season.
He's gone now.
Yeah.
Making up for it right now with Bjergsen.
Yes. Thank you, Bjergsen, for bringing honor.
Chris is a fantastic person.
He's a very good player.
Chris.
Yeah. It's just LCS is freaking hard to be the best at.
Yep.
Like, I'm sorry you're only the top 7, top 8 top laner in North America, right? Like, it's so bad. But anyway, we'll see with these guys. Top laner is still trading farm around. See what they do with this one. Looks like actually Pantheon's still really trying to set up this dragon with the Elder Lizard. LG Hunter gonna make this happen. Pulls Tick over. Actually, they timed it off the recall from LMQ, so they got a good chance at this one.
This is really nice by YSO Esports. This will actually bring the gold pretty close. And when we compare this to last game, it is just worlds better for YSO Esports. There was a bottom lane disaster at the start of the last game. It was a double kill. This time they limited it to 1. And the other lanes haven't been getting punished nearly as badly either. Mikasa doing great on Ziggs. In a sense, he's not losing on CS to Xiao Wei Xiao, which is an accomplishment for pretty much everyone.
It's much more equal lane than before. Like before it was like Ziggs versus Nid, and you're like, you should be winning this lane, and you're not. This time it's like, it's a pretty equal matchup, and you are equal, so great, good job with this one. Yeah, doing what he should be.
Silver Star.
Okay.
Because he's like going even.
Yeah.
I think it's worth a Silver Star.
Okay. What is the actual Silver Star for? I feel bad that I don't know this.
See, I think it was just one step lower than a Gold Star. I was using it in that context. I think a Silver Star is probably like a very prestigious award for the U.S. military. But we have a global audience here, so this is like kindergarten awards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then a silver star. He gets a little sticky one, puts it on his note card.
Yeah.
Gonna be happy with this one. Pantheon's still looking for places to man drop and not finding them, though. We've seen him like eke down to the tribe brush and be like, is there champions to kill? And then they don't quite find it. But I'm still waiting for that engage to happen.
Silver Star is the 3rd highest award that can be granted, apparently.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just
after the game,
after
the game, I'm going to look this up. I'm going to memorize the tiering, and then like give away appropriate awards when people do well.
Well, Ackerman overextending a bit, pops the ulti, trying to run away. Does have flash. I don't know if he will go down here. So he's not going to burn his flash for a stun. These guys are going to back off pretty securely, and another wave of top lane farm actually hits the turret right here. That prior wave got
Ackerman's doing really well against Sphinx this time.
Yeah, much better job. Actually, apparently they really did want this matchup, and you're seeing why here. Good wave clear by Sphinx, but he's only just holding on. He's, not doing what he should be with Renekton. Yeah,
not much jungler intervention this game either in that top lane. So early flash getting burned by Sphinx, I think, allowed Ackerman to play a little safer, I guess. Ackerman also froze the lane in a fantastic spot, which I think allowed him to farm up all the more. That's probably what gave him the CS advantage. You can get caught in a really bad spot as a top laner if the enemy freezes right in front of his turret and you're a melee champion, because there will be a point where your range minions are killing his minions.
Yeah.
But if you want to go into range to hit them, the tower will aggro you.
Yeah. And you'll just die.
You're going to lose a lot of farm that way, and I think that's why Sphinx is behind it that way.
You can never kill enemy caster minions at that point. Because they're taking a whole bunch of pain right there, trying to get away through his mind. There's the E, doesn't get flash right there. That's going to go down with the body slam.
Pantheon!
Pantheon drop. Does he get it? Flashed away. So it burns the flash for it, but pretty much worth it there for LMQ.
Yeah, that was great aggression by Xiao. Knocked Mikasa right back where he didn't want to be. Ate his entire minefield because he had not been trading much harass. And very good time to go aggressive.
On the top lane fighting a little bit. LG Hunter not in a good spot right there. Xiao. Oh, nice dodge right there by LG Hunter, but look at the damage of it coming across. One more attack's going to do it. That's the kill picked up by No Name. He a little overextended there in the mid lane.
Yeah, I think he had the... There's a word for this. He is overconfident because he has double buffs. I want to tag it something like he was drunk with power, but that's actually Gragas all the time. So now he's given double buffs back away, which is an unfortunate thing for him. His gank is slower. He just had the Spirit of the Other Wizard, so he was really squishy, and he didn't realize it. So he just got caught in the mid lane.
So now goes for a Giant's Belt to try to add some durability to that Pantheon. We see No Name looking to control this bottom lane turret. This is not a good spot. Leona ulti's not going to land on anyone. Flash and Arcane Shift just enough to get YSO Esports out, but it is going to give control over this turret. First
turret of the game, and I think a lot of map control is going to come with this. When Moore can start roaming around with Leona, I think it's going to combo very well with the burst damage of Kha'Zix and Gragas as they go around this map. It's a very good time of the game for LMQ.
Well, Sphinx, despite an early rough start to the lane, definitely putting some good damage on Ackerman. Ulti comes off way sooner from Mundo than it does for Renekton, so Ackerman's health going to be nice and high. No Ignite available. Sphinx should get his ulti again before the next Mundo ulti. That might matter, it might not.
Yeah, and Ackerman's teleport's coming off fairly soon. You can see it's 3/4 off of its cooldown. They're just going to continue to throw cleavers at each other and trade ultimates all day long. Since they're playing so aggressive with each other, like even though they haven't killed each other, they are playing aggressive.
Yeah.
It takes away the teleport threat of Ackerman, because as long as he's having to pop his Mundo ultimate again and again, when he comes in with a teleport, he's going to be much slower and much less effective.
Yeah, and never even on full health either. Like, he's constantly trying to regenerate and keep up there. And it's one of the things that I feel like I don't appreciate enough as a caster, sort of like watching the top lane fights, because they're actually brawling all the freaking time. Just the players tend to be really equally skilled, and so you don't see them die, and the CS tends to wash out. But these guys are like always brawling and doing everything they can to eke out advantages. They just never die at the end of it. Yeah,
top lane is by far my worst lane, and maybe it's because I cast all the time and I never get to see it strongly. It's because I just half the time I don't know what to do up there, because I'll realize, like, when the wave gets frozen in a bad spot, it's really hard to get out of that situation.
Yeah.
Or actually when you get ganked, since they come so infrequently, like, how do you get out of there? And it's very easy for a talented top laner to completely shut someone out. And it's a testament to these guys that it doesn't really happen in pro games.
Yeah, your melee, you can completely lose the matchup, and they don't do that. They find ways to stay in this one. Minor CS lead here for Ackerman, actually doing a great job of this one. Gigantic minion score actually growing in the mid lane, 211 to 178. Really, Xiao has done a great job of kind of bursting this one open. 18 minutes, 211 minions.
Yeah, he's got 10 more minutes and about 25 seconds to hit 300 if he wants to beat his pace he set last game on Italy. Obviously, his Karthus record is 23 minutes. He's not going to break that on Gragas, but since he is the farm master, also named himself Little Small Smile, Little Wei Xiao.
Little smirk.
It's a really little smirk in that case. Because he is so good at farming. This time they're trying to siege down the dragon, though. Gragas is going to try and zone out if they were to go in, and they don't even bother dealing with that because Gragas put down too much damage.
Ezreal tries to take dragon. Is not going to do that one there. Top lane, though, Renekton wins his lane enough to take down the turret. So Sphinx not necessarily winning in minion score, but doing a great job of putting out enough map pressure to take that building out. Sphinx still has ulti, but is going to recall pretty early on here. Okay, he is going to wait around with the lane. But LMQ winning their other lanes pretty soundly. At this point, you're seeing the bottom lane continue to push up. Ward control coming in for more, and he's actually waiting on the other side of the wall, but doesn't find anyone to go for.
Just hoping to probably get Annie again. Annie now has a Sight Stone for a little bit more resiliency, but it's nowhere close. And actually, let's point out this farm difference in the bottom lane a little bit. Because you're thinking, hey, they've done pretty well, 156 to 138. But then you look at the gold, and you realize that the Iona's 32 CS is not only on the Iona, it's also doubled to get into Vasili's hands. And you realize he's 1,700 gold ahead, and they're absolutely dominating this lane. That's most of the gold difference in this game, right here.
Oh, Tick in a bad spot, goes down again. Goodbye. That's all the fight took. Just, yep, she's dead. And yeah, like, not only does he have actually more minion kills than you expect him to have by about 30, but the plus 10 gold you give to a teammate that you get from having a Targon's Brace or Face the Mountain is about 3 gold per 10. Like, you're basically giving your AD carry a GP10 item by just having Targon's Brace.
I think it's a plus 5.
It's plus 5 for tier 1, plus 5 per minute.
Yeah.
And then when you upgrade, it's plus 10 and twice a minute, which becomes exactly 3 per 10.
Oh, here comes Pantheon.
Do they have the damage? A little bit on the no-name. LG Hunter is going to look for a stun onto Moore. They are going to look for this one, but they re-engage. This is going to be rough. Mundo does show up. LG Hunter is going to go down for this one. 1-0, and Ackerman is there on the front line. And just takes a bomb, but doesn't care.
As long as LMQ maintains the lead in this game, the Mundo counter ganks to Pantheon are extremely successful because even though they won't get the immediate impact of having Mundo there at the same time as Pantheon, they can always match him as a presence at any point in the map. It's just going to be a little bit slower.
Well, so as payment, though, for that Mundo teleport, Sphinx pushes the top lane, gets some more minions, and puts some pretty decent pressure on the top lane turret. The joy of not being tank Renekton. Your autos do some good damage here. Forced to run away. Not going to get caught out, though. But he's still just doing the split push. This time, though, doesn't have wards, so it's a dangerous place to be for Sphinx.
I would agree with everything you just said.
Yes.
261 CS on Xiao Wei Xiao. Counting the blue buff.
Yep.
This game is going much better for LMQ since they've been able to pull off those moves in the bottom lane. Leona's getting very tanky. We can see Xiao Wei Xiao has already proven that he can kill Mikasa. This one's definitely a little slower for them, but I think they're just playing controlled, you know? They know they're in complete control.
Yeah.
There's a double buff on Ackerman because he was able to get in that last fight. And that really means he's just going to go absolutely wherever he wants.
Just finding things to fight right there. And I guess part of that is LMQ
Don't get that pink ward. Ah, it's gone.
Goodbye, pink ward.
I thought Moore was going to fight.
just go for the 1v2. I just hope it works.
He's just going to go for it now.
Yeah. Well, he is investing his gold lead in an Aegis. You've seen that right here. Boots of mobility also there. He's still in the Fog of War, actually. He doesn't see Tick, and Tick doesn't see him. They're both baiting each other, and they don't know they're doing it.
It's like, where'd Annie go? I'm waiting to see her. She's going to come around to ward.
There's 280 carries, and they're
there
like,
it is.
Oh, there we go. Tick gets jumped on, puts on the shield, but look at the burst damage. Oh, flashes it. They try to re-engage, but they don't find Vasily. Gets away. Okay, that was really close. Vasily had to dodge away from the Tibbers and did it with his E.
Yeah, what's hilarious as well is the culling does 500% damage to minions, and Tibbers melt it when they put it down in front of him. Here's a tower dive.
And Sphinx not in a good spot right there, just gets jumped on and does die. Ackerman stood still for a bit. I think he might have got stunned at the end. And just kills the minion wave.
You know I said we weren't going to hit 300 CS super early? We might. He's 287 to 2222.
Yeah.
Froggen did 2310 fairly recently as Karthus. So this could be a Gragas record by Xiao Wei Xiao. He's going for the ghosts. If he gets these, this means one more wave. I wonder if he could like get it in between the turrets so he gets it faster.
I wonder if he even knows he's a... Oh, one got stolen by Mikasa.
He needs 3 more. He has to get them from the lane.
3 minions.
Is he running top lane to get them?
We'll see.
Go get him. Go get those minions.
Ult it. I dare you.
He is absolutely trying to break this record right now. There's no other reason to go down this far. All right.
That's pretty good.
He's chasing records.
Pretty good. I know at the end of the summer split, Vulcan actually was extending the game and letting ManCloud kill everyone to ensure that he got the kill record.
Well, he got it.
He did.
Congratulations to ManCloud.
Yeah.
Damn, he farmed a lot recently. He was at... We were like 18 minutes in. He was at like 210 or something. He got like 90 CS in 9 minutes.
That's standard, though. 90 in 9 minutes? 10 a minute is like the general pace you expect.
No, I said in like 5 minutes.
Oh, 5 minutes.
We were like 18 when I
Yeah,
first
you're
saw
right. You're right.
So this
5
is
minutes.
faster than anyone in the LCS has this season. Obviously, we're not in the LCS, but still.
Yeah. On the
Shao
way to the
Shao.
LCS, certainly.
Farming monster.
Doing a great job with this one. No name, 101 minions. I wonder what the jungles, like the support and jungle rates are. Edward probably has the record from his Kennen games because he actually just takes farm
Yeah.
in the EU LCS on his Kennen games. I wonder for the junglers though.
Meteos would probably have
Probably.
it. And strangely enough, he probably hasn't in games they've lost. I think his Nocturne games at World Championships, he was really farming a lot. But I could be wrong on that.
I believe it. He definitely had a
Yeah.
lot. Oh, there we go. Ulti coming in. Alex the man trying to dodge away. Getting cold pretty hard. Nice dodge right there. The barrier coming out, but very little health left. I think the Q actually still did land from Vasily. Just no auto attacks because of the flash.
And he got a lot of burst damage here, but the whole crew is trying to come down. They get spotted by the ward. Meanwhile,
Two-man Baron.
there's the two-man Baron we talked about in the last game. Same synergy. Ackerman takes all the damage. No Name eats it with his evolved Q.
And Ackerman still had the ultimate available. He had like another like 2/3 of his health bar left to tank if he needed it. Looks like the bottom lane not going to find anything to do. Great two-man Baron by LMQ. They are, I wouldn't even want to say slowly but surely, but like moderately fast but surely taking the lead.
I feel like Xiao Zhao is just playing his own minigame right now. Everyone else is playing the game, and he's just looking for creep waves and how to get them. He's not really interacting with other people right now. He was just doing rates while their team was taking Baron and the other team was pressuring blotting. Like, he wasn't actually contributing in any meaningful way,
No.
other than just increasing his CS score.
Well, up to 333.
Now he's doing the other rates.
Yeah.
Double wraith farming. He's probably going to go try and take red. He wants the little ones especially.
Those are most important. Definitely most important. Actually, whenever I get Avarice Blade, I like really want to take Little Wraiths because it feels so good that they're worth like 6 gold instead of 4.
Agreed.
It feels so great, even though it like barely means anything. You just feel good about it. You get like I get 2 points in Hawkshot sometimes, and I don't know why, but it just means that I've doubled the benefit of my.
Oh, I've absolutely seen some competitive Ashes max Hawkshot second.
So that's not even good. Frost Shot gets so much better when you max it.
It does, but if you're not going to engage people until late game and your whole reason is for arrow and to initiate fights, volley cooldowns as low as possible.
Yeah.
Frost arrow. I've seen it happen.
Okay.
I've done it myself. Probably regretted it later, but my bank account says it was a good idea.
Got to rush the Avarice Blade too. Start with the cloak, not of agility,
Shift.
Brawler's Gloves. No, if you upgrade to Static Shift, you lose the Avarice Blade passive.
Yeah, that's true. But you're built towards it. That's what I was trying to get.
But you also don't upgrade the Static Shift until you have 800 gold, so that you can get another Avarice Blade.
Ackerman is also exceedingly strong. Mundo with Baron buff doesn't have to turn off his W because he gets enough regen. Now when he ults, it's just going to go off the charts. Look at that. 124 every tick.
Yeah, like 2/3 of a second roughly on that one. YSO Esports tooling around.
And they're just pulling him in a couple directions right here because they have such a huge lead. Mundo could pull everyone up, which means Moore and Yasili can just take this turret by themselves. YSO Esports can't be in all these places at once, and they're just getting bled out right now.
Well, inhibitor turret number 1 does go down. They're still pushing down to this bottom lane. Bandrop comes by. Moore does have flash and uses it. Dodges away from Tibbers, trying to get out. Jumps back in on the Annie anyway. Tick is gonna go down. Tibbers blocks some of it, but not enough. Vasily gets the kill. Ackerman actually jumps over the wall to try to get out. Still getting jumped up by LG Hunter. LG Hunter forced to run away from this one. Bomb comes off. Moore does not die. And look at the Pantheon getting dropped down there by Gragas. Ziggs finds an answer back, though. These guys trading kills a little bit. But LMQ still very powerful. Ackerman to the front lines. Shot coming from the side. Ackerman's going to go down, actually. Sphinx doesn't yet die. There he goes. Picked up right there. Is there any more way to chase down kills? Because LMQ is still in a happy place.
No, it's actually 2 people still alive on YSO Esports, but it's the Baron buff and 3 very heavy damage dealers from LMQ. They get the inhibitor, and they're probably going to fall back from here.
Oh, very good pickup. There's a bunch of minions in mid, though. Quick, Gragas, move.
He wants to get him.
Well, better.
If he doesn't get these, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Didn't even take a wolf. That's just
silly. Silly, those aren't yours.
Better
Leave him for Gragas. He's leaving him for Gragas.
Nope. Oh! Took him away. Turret goes down. Very, very trolly AD carry right there. 250 minion kills. Trinity Force Bloodthirster. He's definitely well ahead of his opposition right here. And this is just rough. Like YSO Esports had an early game pick with Pantheon. Did not get almost anything with it. They got a dragon with it, but that was about it. None of the ganks worked.
This has not worked out for them.
No.
LMQ does just seem to be a cut above right now. They are They're playing on a higher level at this point. Vasily just bought up and spotted Infinity Edge. Xiao hasn't been back to shopping forever. He built the Zanya's Hourglass straight up from nothing.
He's rich.
Yeah. So he has 82 more CS this game than he did at the same time of last match.
Wow.
He's setting personal records, exceeding them every day.
At least today's personal records.
Yep.
He might have beaten this somewhere else in like an unofficial match.
They're trying to stage a trap right here. Let's see if they can get Mundo down.
Well, Mundo taking some damage. A lot of damage, actually. He does go down.
Yes.
Took every ultimate, but it did work here. Sphinx now takes actually half his health bar, gets ulted, and doesn't take nearly as much effort to kill the top laner for this team. Mandrop does come by. It's going to be a stun onto Mort. This could actually be a decent fight for YSO Esports. Leona's still getting pushed away. Gragas shows up, picks up one. They might just pick up everybody right there. Mort is still alive, finally goes down, but now it's only Mikasa alive in his base.
He has flash. Flashy.
Oh, he whiffs it.
He missed it, yeah. Big mistake there by Xiao.
Dude, okay, gonna drink. Mikasa throwing out some bombs. Xiao still wanting this one. Has some minions, that's more worth it.
Anyway, 4 for 2 means they can maybe even end this game because they have super minions already knocking at the door. This could be it. This could be LMQ moving on to the next round.
And you know, Xiao has 4 minions from 400 before 30 minutes. I don't know if we have record tracking for 400 CS, but he might not even get the chance to do so. Team backing up. Nexus taking some damage. Please ulti a minion wave before it spawns. I want to see if you can do it. They're actually getting pushed back right there. Ulti's back swings. He's going to be okay here. Xiao 401 at
29-36.
All right, that's another one to track right here. Alex the Vandal on the chase. Xiao. Oh, he missed it. Arcane
He was trying to do flashy.
Face planted into the wall.
Yeah, I don't think it would have killed him. Would
no.
have been interesting. So LMQ all but assured a victory right here. They're going to be moving on. Oh.
Okay.
Hello.
Hurt a little bit.
Hello, Gragas. Hello, Ziggs.
Oh, the Zonias. All right, got to tank it. Ackerman. Does dodge, does blocks. Oh, the W! Alex doesn't even use a Q. He knows it wouldn't have landed. The knockback on Ackerman, but here comes Vasily and No Name. Fight has begun. Evolve W. Decent amount of damage coming across. Down goes one, and the jump back out from No Name. Ackerman still tanking up. Vasily is around. Still more Void Spike spam. And Tick is very dangerously low. Ackerman still running forward, lands the cleaver.
Oh dear. Leona's coming from behind too. They are trapped.
This is so rough. The trap is there, and he trades kills though. Mikasa does go down. Vasily's still cutting around in the background. Ackerman slowing down Sphinx. That's going to be that one picked up as well. Almost everyone is dead. Alex the man. 1v1 the support.
This support is far too strong right now. It is a very powerful Leona.
Oh, nice play.
Nice shift out of the side, but he's not going to be able to take him down. LMQ, if they want, could run straight into the base through this turret and finish off the Nexus.
All right, this is not so good for these guys. This is going to push away Alex the man.
Flash.
He's going to jump away one more and gets it. 5 out of 6 damage crit. The Nexus goes down. LMQ 2-0 into the semifinal.
Very impressive play.
Yeah.
So I would be a little bit worried if I was the other teams in the Challenger Series. It's a definite challenge to go up against these guys.
Yeah.
Incredible farming from Xiao. Ackerman played a very strong top lane game. And even though it seemed a little slower this time, it's because they were putting a much more heavy emphasis on farming.
Yes.
And then once they had the goal lead, they kind of just turned the switch, started killing them.
Yeah, very well played, though, LMQ. The 2-0. Actually, both our quarterfinals so far have been 2-0s in North America, so some convincing wins by these guys. But, of course, now that tonight's Challenger Series Quarterfinals is in our match history, let's take a peek at the newly patched bracket. Our first North American semifinal is set. The Kings of the Upset Skyline will face off against the CS Master, Xiao, and LMQ on Saturday, February 8th.
Most importantly, coming up next week, the bottom half of the North American Challenger Series bracket takes to the Rift. So on Saturday, it's Determined Gaming versus Curse Academy, and next Sunday, Cognitive Gaming will battle VVV Gaming White. So with the winners of those two quarterfinal series meeting in February 9th's semi-final round.
Those are going to be some fun games to watch. Now, Week 2 of the LCS and Challenger Series has come to a close, but Week 3 is just around the corner. Coming up Thursday, the European pros take to the Rift. Up first, Alex, Itch, and Gambit are going to be battling Froggen and the very relieved Alliance. This action kicks off at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1900 Central European Time.
And immediately following the fight between the Copenhagen Wolves and Fnatic, the European Challenger Series continues with the former LCS team Meter Makers trying to take their first steps back towards the League Championship Series when they face Eyes on You.
And with that, Week 2 of the Challenger